Okay. This is the last one we're going to do. I got the paint out here. We'll talk about that in a minute. We got this guy finished. But in order to connect them, you got to have some way to keep that head from flopping all over the place. So I went ahead and drilled a hole. I used a 5/32 size drill bit. Put it in my drill. And I drilled a hole straight down here in the head. I have to be careful because I don't want it to come out this end here. I think you already did. Anyway. And then we drill a hole there, and we're just going to put him together, and then we'll turn his head a little bit, and he's right there. Let's paint this guy. Let's paint this one. I want to paint the bottom a dark, soft black. And I'm going to paint the blue of the bandana, but I'm going to add something in just a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of this iridescent rich copper. This iridescent rich copper, you can see the iridescence on the swatch there. It's going to add a little shine to this bandana and going to make it look almost silky. You trust me when I say that. We'll see that in just a minute. Anyway, I've signed the bottom. Wood burned it. We're going to mix the paints. And I'm not trying to overwhelm it with a really, really dark color. And so we're just going to cover it with that dark paint there. Just want it to offset and not take over the whole thing. And because I thinned it down, you can see how little of it actually makes it there. This is end grain. End grain runs up and down like this. So this thing is going to soak it in. So if I want it darker and darker, I can do that. The side is side grain, and so it's not going to soak in quite as much as the other. Be careful when we get around here because we want that blue to be right all the way up to the edge. Go around the edge as well. Continue keeping going. And if you don't like the light color here because it's watered down quite a bit, come back in with another couple of coats of it because you can certainly make it darker. It's going to add a little bit to the carving itself when you darken that bottom. I'm just going to carve all the way up to and including the bottom around that bandana. Again, if you don't think that's dark enough, maybe I thinned it down too much, you can get down into the paint which is sunk to the middle and we can paint it again. Because if you don't mix it all the time, this stuff will separate. It's got a lot of water to it. So we're going to make it dark again. I'm just adding some of that paint that's settled to the bottom just to make it a little bit darker. Okay, go over that as many times as you need to. I'm not going to paint the bottom. Yeah, I got the edges painted, but that's just so it doesn't look too goofy. But I don't want to paint the bottom because then you lose your signature, and you also lose the opportunity to definitively show it's made of wood. So I'm going to leave that there. We'll let it dry a little bit. Here we go with this blue. I like this color blue for a bandana. I'm going to add some water, and then I'm going to add just the slightest touch of this iridescent copper. Let me show you what that does. I'm going to mix that blue, and it is navy blue from Deco Art. It's a nice, pretty blue color, but I think it needs something else when you just look at it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a little bit, this iridescent rich copper. It's a Liquitex brand. And I don't need much of this either. I'm going to take a little bit on the end of my brush and mix that in there and see what that does. We'll see that when we go to paint it because it won't show up. It's almost like pearl. When you see those old cars that got a regular paint job and then you see the newer ones that have a pearl tint to them, that sparkly stuff. This is what this is going to do. Okay, it's real thick paint because I've added 2 different types of medium in there. So I'm going to add a little bit more water. Thin it down just a little bit. We'll mix it well again. And then we're going to color the dickens out of it. I'm going to grab something other than a square one. I want one that's got a point to it that I can get into where I need to go. And so here we go. Let's start with the back. Can you see that? Hopefully you can see a little bit of that iridescence to it. And in fact, if it's not mixed well, you'll get almost that reddish color in there too. We don't want that. We want the shine to show up. Now there's another kind of paints that you can do this with, that you can just add a little bit of that to it. Now I don't know what that is. I don't have any of it. I'm using this. And I don't know if you can see it with the camera angle or the camera lighting, but it's got a little bit of a shine to it. Got a little bit of almost pearl flecks in there. Kind of like those pearl snap shirts that they talk about in West Texas, pearl snap shirts. Reminds me of a song from a CD somebody gave me one time. I can't remember the song, but I remember in pearl snap shirts on the song, on the lyrics. Not saying much because I ain't got much to say while I'm painting here. I'm just slapping paint on. Tell jokes. I don't think you want me to sing. I'm not Ryan Olsen, so I can't sing very well. So I'll just let the paint and the brush do the work. Get up under there and paint that back side out there. You know what? I actually went through that back of that. I see the back of that hole. I was going to leave that empty with no color. But I think I'm going to go ahead and color it now, because otherwise that hole, if I left it just as unpainted, it would look kind of goofy. But you know what? I doubt that many people are going to look at the back of this. They might turn it around to see the whole thing, but I doubt you're going to see many people turning around and looking at that back side of that base. So we'll paint over it, and we won't tell anybody that's there, even though it's on it's on film for everybody to see, as long as YouTube leaves it up there. I do. But anyway, I really like the way the shine is coming out on this, because it's got just enough of a shine to look almost like it's a silk bandana, which I know a lot of cowboys prefer because they're generally longer. You can see I'm not missing any spots here. The good thing about it being dark, that with the dark base that we gave it, that if I slap over a little bit of paint, it won't show up. I mean, it might, but you're not gonna see it that much. I'm going to paint down in that hole there too, just in case anybody really takes a gander to look down in there. They'll see that it's been painted too. I'll get this loaded up here in the next couple of days. I've had a heck of a time with my OneDrive and YouTube and the new system I'm using. But anyway, let's put that together. I'm gonna dry it real quick. Let me get my hairdryer out wherever that's at. We're gonna dry it real quick. Put it together so you see what it looks like when we're done. Hopefully you can see it in the light now. Maybe you can see some of that, those flecks of whatever they put in there to make it iridescent, but it gives it a sheen to it. We're gonna put we're not gonna glue it in just yet, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like. We put that head down there, turn it sideways. Ha ha! That is a sharp looking feller. He'll get the girl's attention when he goes out tonight, won't he? I hope you've enjoyed this project. I certainly have. Here's what I do to finish it. And I've tried a number of things, and this is the easiest and the quickest and the best, to me, best way to do it. I use fast drying polyurethane, clear satin. Now, this is spray, and so it's gonna get everywhere. And it's not glossy. Clear satin. It's a good way to just cover your carving. It's not gonna color it in any way, but it's gonna preserve it and keep the colors from fading. It's been a good project. I've really enjoyed it, and I hope you do too. I'd be interested in seeing what you have in terms of what you turn out. So show it to me. Send me an email and send me a picture, and we'll share it on my website, or we'll share it on YouTube on another channel, but another video. But show me what you got. I'd love to see it. Hope you had fun with this video. I sure did. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Talk to you later.